Do this to get her obsessed with you.
Some people might call them toxic.
2. Act like you're very interested in her. And make her feel special. Once they're used to that attention, ghost her.
This is so toxic, but it's such a turn on. Because girls are low-key toxic,
And we're gonna make her psychologically like you even more.
So my FYP is officially gone to shit because I watched so many of these disgusting videos to make this video for you, to make you stop falling for men's bullshit. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine. I recently completed my bachelor's degree in psychology and now I make self-development content for the girlies. You guys, today is not a good day. It is not a good day because I find out that there are some manipulation-like tactics being used by guys and by men to get you to entertain their nonsense for longer than you should. Okay, what a sad day indeed. But today still, we will be redeeming ourselves. Yes, because we're going to be learning about all the tactics that a lot of the times are used very simply and they will frame it to even be sort of genuine, but it's not. It's actually so deep and so deceptive. We're going to be learning about it today. For this video, I've grouped the tactics into 3 mainly. There are so many, guys, actually so many, but I've decided to group it into 3. I'm going to be telling you what they are, why they work, and just what to do about it, because the truth is that you can watch this video all you want, but if you don't change your insides, your mentality, and so many other things, they will keep working on you. I'll just tell you what to do at some point in this video, but let's get into these disgusting, really annoying tactics first. So for the first one, we have general inconsistent behavior.
You need to be inconsistent. This means that you're super into them one day and replying right away, and then you flip like a switch, and the next day you're not acting as interested. You might say this is really messed up, and it kind of is, but
Obsessed with you, and this is very toxic. Act like you're very interested in her. Ask her personal questions, spend quality time with her, and make her feel special. Once they're used to that attention, ghost her. Leave her on scene and just disappear out of nowhere. Once you do that, she's going to chase for your validation and she's going to be obsessed with you.
These are commonly seen in instances where, you know, they are less available or they were pouring into you and so interested and so invested, and then all of a sudden something happens. You know, they may even make believable excuses. They may say, oh, my cat died, or I was super busy with work or something. The point is, at some point, they were pouring into you, they were giving you energy, they had your time, you were talking and vibing, and it was all good and happy and perfect or somewhat perfect. You may not have even been fully interested at that point, but you were like, okay, let's see. And then all of a sudden, this person no longer has your time, they're not responding. They may not even have completely ghosted you, right? But it's like before they used to reply like in 2 seconds, and then now they're using the whole 24 hours to get back to you. And like I said before, they may have genuine excuses of being busy, you know, stuff happening. Meanwhile, they're probably as jobless as they were when they first started talking to you. And the thing is that they will put this in a way where you actually believe it and you're like, oh, okay, I mean, this whole time they did actually have my time, they did seem interested, so why would they change their mind all of a sudden? So here's what's actually happening in your brain. When they're giving you all this attention and all this energy, it's sending dopamine hits to you. You're getting dopamine signals. I made a video about dopamine. I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen or in the description. You should go and check that out. But basically, you're getting these dopamine hits, these feel-good hits, right? And it feels nice. Again, you may not have even been so invested and so interested, but then all of a sudden, it's taken away. That attention is taken away. Those feel-good feelings are taken away. And then you start to wonder why. What could have happened? Did you do something? Did something happen to him? Why is he no longer interested? The point is, your brain is now lacking those dopamine feelings. And you know what happens when you lack very high dopamine feelings? You want it back. You suddenly become the one chasing this person because you want those feelings of dopamine back. You want that attention. You want the energy that it was giving, maybe even some sort of validation. And then before you know it, you seem to be hooked on this person. You seem to be super interested. Meanwhile, that encounter or that relationship shouldn't have even lasted more than a few days. But here you find yourself like reaching out to the person. And here's the thing. When you are invested in something, when you are actively chasing something, trying to get something, it's makes your brain think that it's interesting because you're invested in something. It's like, okay, we're already invested into this, we're already trying to get it, let's keep trying to get it, let's keep trying to get some more. It's really crazy. So because you chase this feeling of consistency or wanting to go back to the way things were and that attention that this person was giving you, you find yourself hooked onto it and even somewhat obsessed with it just because you're trying to chase that high feeling or that attention that that person was giving you. But this is such a messed up thing. That is not how relationships should be. That is not how a healthy relationship should be. Relationships should be consistent. And it doesn't even matter with you whether this person is interested in you romantically, if it's a friendship, if it's a family relationship. All healthy relationships are consistent. You don't pour into someone and then all of a sudden you disappear on the person. It's very, very deceptive. And a lot of the time, these people know what they're doing. They know what they're doing when they are, you know, pouring into you and talking to you and doing nothing, and then they disappear. They were busy. It's a very, very conscious effort. I mean, like, there are so many resources, so many videos out there. I saw so many of them, literally giving people step-by-step guides on how to manipulate people to get them to be, obsessed with them or whatever. That's not how a healthy relationship should be. And please do not fall for this. The second someone is no longer as interested as they were, or giving you so much attention, exit. That person doesn't care about you. They really don't. Because truly, if someone did care about you, they would always make time for you. There would always be time for you. If you are truly their priority, there is no way that they won't find some time at some point to reach out or even explain the busyness that is going on in their life. So the next category I'm going to be talking about is something called negging, and this can be seen in different ways. Negging is basically the act of undermining someone or giving someone like a subtle insult. Sometimes it may not even be subtle. And two ways this can actually be done is by withholding compliments or actually going out and say something that can reduce the person's self-worth. In a way, you know what I said about the subtle insult.
Don't ever compliment her. Don't compliment her face, her body. Don't put her on a pedestal like every other guy. What you need to talk to her like you're talking to an ugly girl. I know it sounds fucked up, but hear me out. The reason why you need to talk to these girls like you're talking to an ugly girl, because you're not putting these other girls that you don't want on a pedestal. And it makes them want you even more. You gotta think about it. Girls want what they can't have, and if they can't have you, they're gonna chase.
So one thing a person can decide to do is withhold a compliment or actually give compliments to other people but never to you. This person can also choose to be inconsistent, and that is taken from the first category. I'm bringing it here in the sense of they only compliment you once in a while. So the thing about us humans is that we love to have a sense of belonging, and to be honest, there is nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a social standing and wanting to feel like a good person. Everybody has the desires, and there's nothing primarily wrong with having that feeling. But people can take advantage of that feeling by making you feel associated with something that is not as great, right? Since I watched this video, maybe I'll just play it, but basically the guy was calling this girl some random name. He had this whole thing planned out. And when the girl goes up to meet him and it's like, hey, that's not my name, it's going to make her feel that he's associating her with someone he had once rejected.
Hey, Lisa. No, I know. But if every time I say, hey, Lisa, eventually she'll come up to me and she'll be like, my name's not Lisa, it's Jennifer, or whatever. And I'll do a big apology, and I'll say, in fact, it was Lisa who's mad at me for not calling. And from then on, Jennifer, or whatever her name is, will think that I dated a girl who looked just like her, who I rejected. She developed this unconscious need to win my approval.
In the girl's mind, she's going to be like, okay, why am I associated with someone that was once rejected? Subconsciously, you want to change that standing that person has with you because you feel like that person indirectly sees you as a bad person, and nobody wants to be seen as a bad person. And maybe not even a bad person per se, but nobody wants to be seen as someone who is subpar, who is associated with anything negative. And so subconsciously, you're going to be trying to win that person's approval to prove to them that, oh no, I'm not a bad person, or I may look like the person you rejected, but I'm definitely not that kind of person. And it may even come from a thing of pride, but you don't know that you're serving that person's interest. You're certainly invested in that person. You're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to be a good person. You're trying to be nice. Before you know it, you're replying the person back. You're talking to the person. You're always smiling. You're always interested. You want the person to look at you as someone who is a good person, of high standing, and all of that. And like I said earlier, negging can also be done by withholding compliments or making you feel like he's interested in something, and because you want him to see you as a good person, you are suddenly interested in that thing, or you want to become associated with that thing. For example, if this person hardly ever compliments you or how you look, maybe just once in a while, and you hear them say, oh, I like, what could somebody like, oh, I like this particular person, I like how they speak, and this person that you're talking to is here hyping this individual up. It's like, oh my gosh, this person speaks so well, they look so good. Subconsciously, you also want that validation, you also want that compliment. And like I said, primarily, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but then always seeking the validations of others is a very bad thing. So subconsciously, you're like, okay, this person likes this person. I want this person to like me too. Let me associate myself with that person. And slowly, this person is manipulating you into the person that they want you to be. And because, again, you are investing into this person, you want it more and more. It's like, hey, I'm already doing this stuff for this person, so this must be the right thing. I should definitely be here. I should definitely be doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. But that person is being so deceptive and is making you and forming you into what you are not. And number 3, the mystery or investment tactic. The ways that people go about this is by simply limiting information that they give out about themselves. This is such a common manipulation tactic.
You want to get a girl obsessed with you? First, what you have to do is tell her as little bit about yourself as possible and make her work to pull this information out of you. What this is going to do is keep you as a mystery and make her wonder about you, which is raising her attraction, but also it's going to make her start investing in you.
The whole point is to give yourself like an air of mystery and whatever it is that they tell themselves, really. The thing is that when something of mystery comes into play in anybody's life, you are suddenly intrigued, you want to know more, you are inquisitive, which again is like natural human behavior, but the person is simply taking advantage of that. You want to know more, you become invested. Like I keep saying, when you're invested, you become interested, and then before you know it, you're hooked. And the funniest part is that this person could literally be so mid and the most boring person alive, but because they are limiting information about themselves, when you discover something new, it's like, oh wow. It's like, oh wow. It's like, oh, it's a discovery. I know something about you now. I have something on you, whatever. And it's literally so lame. Like it's so lame to me. It's crazy. So the more things that you discover about the person, the more research that you do, and the more discoveries that you make, you feel again invested, but you also feel committed. You feel like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to know this person, and it just gives you this false sense of security, especially if the person is acting like this is how they are to everybody, that they never tell anybody anything about themselves, but then you all of a sudden know something random like where they work, which is really basic information. But if they were withholding that from you and you find out and it's like, oh my gosh, I know where this person works and I'm sure other people don't know, that makes me special. I like feeling special. I'm going to stay in this place. That's literally how it works in your brain. But it's rubbish. Again, it's really rubbish. It's so deceptive. Relationships shouldn't work that way. If someone is interested in you, and again, this doesn't even have to apply to only romantic relationships, but if someone is interested in you, it is the natural thing to share information. You shouldn't have to walk up to the point where you're learning about where this person works. It's ridiculous, quite frankly. Please learn how to spot this thing fast. If someone is trying to play the mystery card and it's like, oh no, I'm not going to tell you anything, I'm the one in control of this space, like, please just leave. That person doesn't care about you. People who care about you won't make you work to get the most basic information about them, and even actual important information. People shouldn't make you work to that level. Yeah, if you're meeting someone, if it's a new relationship, then trust should be built, but that's really how the trust comes in, being able to share vulnerable things with that person. And if someone is making you work to do that, then they are not a good person. Now, I know I said I was going to talk about 3 of the main tactics, but literally just now, I don't even know why, one more just popped into my head, and that is faked vulnerability. This is literally the opposite of what I just said. That is the last tactic. Faked vulnerability is when a person pretends like, oh, they're sharing their deepest, darkest secrets with you, and they're letting you in, and they're being so vulnerable, when usually like that, this hard, tough guy, and before you know it, they're telling you, oh, this happened to me when I was young, and they start trauma dumping on you, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. 2 things are happening. First of all, they make you feel special. They make you feel like, oh, you're such an important person because I'm sharing this thing with you. Meanwhile, they've probably used that same trick on a lot of other people. When you start to pity them, you start to feel compassion for them, and you're like, oh, this person is going through something, I really should be here, and it goes back to the whole investing into this person and listening to this person. You feel like, oh, like, nobody, especially if they make you seem that they're alone in this world, and they tell you things like, oh, nobody cares about me, and I've gone through so many things alone, and then you want to be that nice person, especially if you're a girl, if you're a woman, we know how to do these things. I'm sorry, I don't want to stereotype, but it's just the annoying truth about it. You're so compassionate, and you're so sympathetic and empathetic, and you have pity on this person. You're like, this person's going through a lot, I can't leave them, I need to be here for them, and all these other, compassionate feelings, but this person is lying to you. They are lying to you. They're faking that vulnerability, because if you go ahead and check, you see that they have told that same story to virtually every other person that they've met. This thing literally happened to me, and the person wasn't even trying to act like they were trying to ask me out, but then I eventually got to know that they actually liked me and all of that. This person was telling me about how, when he grew up, he was going through this one happened to him, that one happened to him. Oh, people always leave me, and I was there, I was like, this person is going through something, this person is not okay, I can't leave this person, I have to be talking to him. But then was it making any sense? Because I got to find out, yeah, after all, he wasn't alone in this world. Yes, he had other people he was talking to and telling the same story, and it didn't have as much weight anymore. When you find out that someone is sharing something that's supposed to be secret or private with everybody else, it's like, how important is this thing? How serious is this issue that you claim to have? And it was just like kind of moment, especially because this person pretended to be my friend, but then secretly liked me and all of that. And it's God, it's the whole thing. I remember this person, I'm even angry, like the way I blocked them and removed them from my life, because what kind of nonsense is that, you guys? But that's it. Basically, they play into your feelings. They want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to feel like, you're the only person that they have, and they suck you in and they make you stay. And it's just, don't fall for it. Please don't fall for it. Yeah, there are some scenarios where you will actually meet people and it seems like you're the only one in the world that will help them to leave, but you really, really need to clock that. You really need to look into that person and look at their intentions. The truth is that they will always have people around them. You just need to look hard enough. This same story, they have told so many people. Oh God, I just remembered another instance. So when I was even in secondary school, oh God, the things that I've gone through. If you check out enough, you will actually see people around them. You will see that they're actually okay. Some people may pretend to be broken. Some will claim that, I want to kill myself. I'm not okay. This, that. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Especially in instances where you are actually ready to leave that situation or that relationship. You just find out all of a sudden you are all they have. I promise you are not all that they have. They just like having you around. They like manipulating you and they like making you do what they want you to do. So now I'm going to tell you exactly why these things work. Most of the time, manipulation tactics work on people who are proud or have low self-esteem or are just as toxic as the manipulator themselves. But I'm going to really key into the insecurity problem that we have and how a lot of people have low self-esteem. The thing is that a lot of manipulators, they give you that validation that you want. They observe you, they find your insecurities, they find the things that you're not that proud about, of yourself. They study you, they see how confident you are in yourself and how confident you are in your abilities. And they find that there are so many holes in your self-worth and how you view themselves. And they make you feel worth it. They know that they're able to hold you down. If you do not have validation and self-worth in yourself and you are seeking it in other people, especially men, if you're seeking validation in other people, they will exploit that. They will exploit that. The key here is to be content with yourself. Find validation in yourself. Understand that you are worth the attention or the love or the gifts, whatever it is, the energy that anybody is pouring into you, you are worth it either way. You do not have to reduce yourself or be in an uncomfortable position because the person is giving you attention, the person is giving you gifts, or the person is giving you stuff. But always prey to manipulation tactics because you don't love yourself enough. You don't value yourself enough. You don't have enough self-respect. If you have self-respect, you'll be able to tell when someone is wasting your time and you will get out of that situation. Yes, you will get out of the situation because you know you have boundaries and you know you have a preference to the way you want people to speak to you and you want people to act around you. Because you have self-respect, because you value yourself and you love yourself. You know that there are certain things you take. You know that there are certain ways that people are not allowed to speak to you. There are things you know that people can't ever tell you to do because you love yourself enough and you wouldn't do those things. So that's just it really. I think at the end of the day, no one is ever going to make you work or invest or struggle in a relationship. Yes, relationships actually do take work and investment. I'm not going to say that they don't. They do, but it is a joint effort. There is no lack of communication or gaps or holes or mystery or any of these silly things in a healthy relationship or in a healthy one. So please, you cannot be subscribed to me, watching my videos, and you're falling for this nonsense. It all really starts from here. It starts with you, loving yourself enough, knowing how to call out other people's bullshit, because you need to just tell yourself, see, there's a way that people cannot treat me. What is it? Is it attention? I give myself attention. Is it gifts? I get myself stuff. Really, it's all just a mindset. It all starts with you. There are people that manipulators won't even walk up to. There are people that they won't even talk to. They won't even imagine meeting them because they know that this person has sense. This person really believe in themselves. My whatever won't work on them. That's just the truth about it. That's just the truth about it. I really hope you learned a thing or two in this video. I hope things are going to be better for you in the relationship department. Stop falling for nonsense, please. Of all the kind of validation to have is the male kind. Why? Let that stop today. It has to stop today. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. Okay, I love you so much. Bye, guys.